Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Susky Muskies is your screen name, if I get that right. Uh, you wanted a run through of Butter Rum. So I'll go ahead and do that. Try and do this one quick. I haven't played this one in a bit, so hopefully I can remember all this off the top of my head. But the lead in, first of all, the whole song's in the key of G. You basically got G, C, D, so you're 1, 4, 5, and then in the progression, it's got an E minor in it. E minor is the minor sixth of G, and there's the F over A chord in the verse, which F over A, technically that's the flat 7. But anyways, it doesn't really matter for the key of the song. So for the intro is a bass riff. I think the guitar's double in it. This is off of Shenanigans. I think the guitar, or not Shenanigans, whatever that album is, Night Lights or something like that. But the initial bass riff is G, D, E, and then G, A, B, G, D, E, G, A, B, A, G. That's a lot. Basically what that sounds like is so that's your riff. That's your bass riff. Your G to E, G, A, B, and then G, A, B to A. So play that a couple times, and then the last time through, you play it, and then you just do a little run in G major. So you're just going backwards down G major, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, which so basically you're playing the bass riff, and when you get to this point, you go up here to the 8th fret G on the B string and just walk down backwards. Right into that G chord. So basically you're just G major scale. So and that gets you into the verse. Actually, that gets you into the intro. The second, I guess it'd be like a second intro. The second part of the intro is a G chord, bar chord, G bar chord, and then you're going through these little riffs in between with G, A, and B, and then another riff with D, E, and F sharp. So what that sounds like is you're strumming 3 times strum on the G, and then you're playing these. You play that through whatever I just played it 3 times, I think, and then the next time it goes through, you hit the G, and there's a little run up here. You hit D twice to B to A. Sorry. So you would get to that part, so you'd be going. Back to the G. And then basically from there, you're just playing that. One more time, you do that. And from there, you play, this is a C over G chord. You'll play this throughout the song. You're just barring the second, third, and fourth strings with your first finger, and it spells out a C chord or a C over G, and that gets you to the verse. So at the last time through, you go C over G to G. The verse is G. Basically, it's G to C, G to C, and then it's got a transition, a G7 chord, and then it goes to a C over G chord to a F over A. So basically, you're playing G first. I forgot for a second. For the verse, it's so it's 3 strums and then a double stab on that C over G, and then back to G. So you play that twice, and then the transition chord is a G7 chord, and they include this F right here with your pinky. So it's and that's your transition, G7. That gets you to the next part, which is C over G, and then you're playing a F over A. Same strumming pattern, and then F over A is this chord right here. It's basically C-shaped bar chord. You're not playing the root with your pinky, so it's a F chord over an A with A in the bass, so F over A. So you do that, then you go back to that G. From there it goes to G, and then up to E minor. That can't be right. Oh no, the first part is G, and then it goes, that's the 5, up to D, and then to E minor, to C, to G, and then a walk up, C, C sharp to D. So that's basically the whole verse. So you've got G to C, and then a G7 to get you to the C to F, back to that G, and then you go up to the 5, to the 6, minor 6, to the 4, back to your 1 chord, and then that walk up in the bass. Back to the verse part. And I think for the most part, that is actually the whole song. There is a section later in the song where you're playing the verse chords, and it gets to a key solo, and at the end of the key solo, it goes. If I can remember this, the way it starts, the keyboard solo, G, and then C, and then G, and then it jumps up to D, like you're playing in the verse, to E minor, to C, to G. But then it does a little thing here. This is only just for after the key solo. 3 hits on D, 3 hits on E, and then 2 hits on C. So it goes. So right back into the verse chords. So basically that keyboard solo, if you're playing it G, C, G, then hop up to your D, to E minor, to C, to G. into that 3 stabs on D, 3 stabs on E, not E major, sorry, just E5. So, and those 2 stabs on C, right back into G. So, basically that is the whole tune. Susky Muskies. I got the papers here, so I try to do it without having to look at these papers, but I can't remember this whole tune. So basically, so then you've got your intro. Then you've got that run. Then you go to the main riff. That's the verse stuff. I forgot. I left off that little run in that leads you into that part that I was just playing. So you're playing that bass part, and then you've got that one part where it goes to that G major run. That leads you into that other intro riff, which I play that part with my first, second, and fourth fingers. I like to always utilize those when I'm doing like this kind of a stretch. Just keeps your fingers nimble. And then, so then basically you've got your verse, G's with the C over G. Then your transition chord G7, C over G to F over A. Back to that G, and then to your D, to E minor, to C, to G, and then that walk up, C, C sharp, D, back to the verse. And that's basically it. That should get you through the whole song. Soloing, improvising in this is just it's basic G Ionian, G major, fairly simple. What I like to do with a tune like this, because you could stick in Ionian the whole time and get stuck in it, outline the chords, be aware that you've got the C and the D in the E minor in the verse. So when you're playing over those chords, if you want to try and hit those changes, it'll give you a little bit of flavor as opposed to just hanging out in like G major pentatonic or G Ionian. So try and hit those chord tones, C and D and E, to give your solos a little flavor. But I think that's it. That is Butter Rum from Night Lights for Susky Muskies. All right, hope that helps.